local breaking news with Nariman Isa.
Good evening. Alberta's premier says while she is disappointed President Donald Trump has increased tariffs on Canadian goods to 35%, she is pleased to see the majority of Alberta exports remain tariff-free. Goods that fall under the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement are exempt from tariffs, including oil and gas and agricultural products. Danielle Smith is urging the federal government to continue negotiating to resolve trade issues with the United States while also diversifying the Canadian economy. Trump's tariff increase after the two countries failed to reach a trade agreement has some Canadian leaders calling for retaliation. CTV's Rachel Aiello has more.
Do you think the government should retaliate? Have you spoken to the premiers at all about these recent tariffs?
Federal ministers had little to say today when pressed on Canada's next steps.
The Prime Minister's trying to get the best deal he can for Canadians.
That wasn't the case when it came to provincial premiers.
We need to control what we can control. First and foremost, that is controlling the opportunities that we have in advancing our Canadian economies.
Or border town mayors.
Well, I think everything should be on the table. And, you know, two can play the game.
Retaliation wasn't mentioned in the Prime Minister's post-midnight response to the escalating trade war. In a statement, Mark Carney said the federal government is disappointed by the U.S. action and will act to protect Canadian jobs. He also took aim at Trump justifying the tariffs on the basis of the cross-border flow of fentanyl, but said this country will continue to negotiate with the U.S. while working to make Canadians their own best customers. The Canadian business community slamming Trump's justifications.
We know it's false. They know it's false. This is the pretext that's being used to try to defend these tariffs in the courts.
While there's relief that exemptions under the North American Free Trade Agreement remain, stakeholders want the revenue from Canada's countermeasures to start flowing to those on the front lines of the trade war.
It's right now all bad, not at the end of the rope, but pretty close to it.
Trade experts say while the current situation is not ideal, no deal is better than a bad deal.
A good deal for Canada is not just a baseline tariff with a USMCA exemption. It really is getting to the heart of the problem for us, which is those sectoral tariffs, those industry-specific tariffs like steel, like autos.
Carney's lead minister on the file is coming back from D.C. tonight without meeting with any new Americans today. But Dominic LeBlanc's office assures us he is keeping in contact with his counterpart, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Two cars that fell into a sinkhole in Leduc have been removed, leaving a gaping hole in a parking lot. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has reaction from neighbors.
This sinkhole swallowed up two cars parked by an apartment building in Leduc Thursday night, leaving some neighbors caught off guard.
Absolute shock. I had walked by an hour before. Everything was fine. I come back out, poof.
They usually keep pretty good care of this place, so I was pretty shocked when I seen this on Facebook.
I'd have to say it's a freak of nature. It happens once in a while.
Christina Forrester was walking her dogs when she saw what happened.
They came around the corner to drive in their parking spot, and the ground just like that.
The two cars nearly fell all the way in before they were towed out. It's unclear what caused the sinkhole. The area around it at McEwen Greens has since been fenced up. Ken Cochran lives in the area and isn't worried his car could be next.
We have one that here, and we also keep an underground one, so our vehicle's always safe, hopefully, because it could happen over there. Who knows? It's a freak.
The city says it's not aware of any injuries that occurred. It says the infrastructure under the parking lot wasn't installed or owned by the city since it's a private development. CTV News reached out to the property managers of the building but didn't hear back. And while the hole awaits to be fixed up, Forrester thinks there could be one use for the unwelcomed hole.
It would make a great pool.
In Leduc, Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News.
The number of people coming to rely on Edmonton's Food Bank has almost doubled in 3 years. As CTV's Amanda Anderson reports, the organization is asking for your help this long weekend.
Volunteers sort through food donations, items that leave this warehouse almost as fast as it comes in.
We are at a very challenging place for Edmonton's Food Bank and the community we're serving. We've seen tremendous growth in the number of people looking for food from us over the last couple of years, so it's been a challenge trying to get the volume of food in.
Supply they're hoping to replenish through one of their biggest food drives of the summer.
We're hoping people will come down to the Heritage Festival and bring a kind donation of non-perishable food or a monetary donation.
Naeem Al-Khatib knows firsthand how life-changing the food bank services can be. His family escaped the conflict in Gaza for the safety of Canada in June 2024. He says starting a new life here wasn't easy.
Needed food for my family, 7 members, 7 adults by that time. And I wasn't working. I was unemployed.
The food bank not only provided food for Al-Khatib's family, but gave him a chance to become a volunteer.
A good experience because, as you know, for newcomers, it's very hard to get into the job market because we don't have the local experience.
Helping others is something he now gets to do every day. He became an employee at the food bank, working in client services.
I'm very thankful for providing me a new, safe and dignified life here in Canada.
Nearly 44,000 people are provided food through the hamper program each month, a 42% increase since 2022.
We feel like we're always asking for help, but the reality is we're always being asked for help.
There will be volunteers collecting non-perishable food items and donations at 3 sites at the Heritage Festival this weekend. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A woman says while taking an Uber recently, the driver made several sexual advances towards her and at one point deviated from her route home. He's now banned from the platform. CTV's Terry Fikowski reports from Calgary.
I haven't for quite some time now.
What should have been a safe ride home turned into a nightmare for Akaya Dos Santos. The 23-year-old was picked up from a nightclub around 2 o'clock in the morning on July 19th by an Uber driver with a 5-star review.
He was asking me, how was your night? How was the club? Oh, I've never been here before. And then he started asking me, well, do you want to go with me tomorrow?
Dos Santos became uncomfortable when the man kept asking her to sit up front and making sexual advances, so she started recording.
I'm happy just chilling in the back.
In the video, the man is heard asking if she'd had sex that night. She says despite being visibly intoxicated, the man kept offering to buy her alcohol and go back to her place together, which she declined.
Do you need some drinks or?
Drinks?
Yeah.
I think I'm like up as is.
She says she tried to be friendly, brushing off his comments because she felt vulnerable as the only passenger. But when the driver began to deviate away from her route home, she got scared.
I immediately felt my heart drop to my stomach and I was like, where are we going? He was like, the liquor store. And I was like, I just want to go home, please.
When she finally arrived home, she reported the ride to Uber. The company banned the driver in a statement saying this behavior is unacceptable and has no place on the Uber platform, adding the man had been an Uber driver since 2024 with no prior complaints. Calgary police did investigate, but no charges were laid. However, the city of Calgary did revoke the driver's rideshare license.
Something seems strange, terminate that trip immediately, and then once that trip is complete and you're in a safe place, please reach out and we'll investigate.
Uber has several safety features, like an emergency button that shares real-time information with 911 operators. The company is also testing a feature in parts of the U.S. that allows female riders to request a female driver. But with no plans to bring it to Canada, Dos Santos wants women to be more alert when riding alone.
I just keep thinking of, what if I was more intoxicated that night? Very scary situation.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News, Calgary.
For many Albertans, the long weekend means exploring the great outdoors. Adventurers can take advantage of a new free technology that helps you stay connected even in cell service dead zones. Experts in safety and tech are calling the satellite service a game changer. CTV's Jeremy Thompson explains.
When you're out here, cell service is expected to be spotty. That's the case in many less remote parts of Canada too, anywhere cell towers like this aren't close by. In mid-July, Rogers launched a new service to keep you connected almost anywhere.
Initially, it's somewhat limited. It's only texting.
The service is a partnership with SpaceX and Link Global, which develops what it calls cell towers in space, allowing newer cell phones to use low-orbiting satellites to send messages. iPhone users may notice a prompt to try out the built-in tech when they have poor or no service.
You still have to have carriers in the country where you live providing service that takes advantage of that hardware capability. That's what this Rogers satellite announcement is.
People who explore the outdoors may already use dedicated satellite devices to send messages from remote areas.
So I'm in like Grand Cache, so it'll show you whereabouts I was.
No kidding.
Yeah, so
In the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere. So this was me during an ultra marathon.
Devices like these can cost hundreds of dollars, plus a monthly subscription. Rogers is offering the satellite cell service to people on any network for free until the trial period ends in October.
I'm going out to the mountains again for 2 weeks, so I'm probably going to get that before I go.
The one advantage of the cell phone is it kind of enables everybody to have that with them on a device they carry every day.
This search and rescue expert believes the tech will save lives, but it's not bulletproof.
It is not the safety plan. It's an element of your safety plan.
It's a Rogers exclusive for now, but one tech expert believes other cellular providers aren't far behind.
It's only a matter of time before you can walk into any store, any carrier, on any phone, and you can add this onto your plan. And I think that makes a lot of sense for Canadians who travel.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
He could receive up to $10,000 in rebates from EPCOR through its new Rainwise program. The 3-year pilot program launched earlier this spring. It aims to slow down the direct draining of rainwater into storm drains. EPCOR says it'll reduce both the demand on its system and the risk of flooding on properties. Rebates range from $2,000 to $10,000. EPCOR says it's received more than 200 applications since its launch.
Those are rain barrels, but also soil cells, rain gardens, anything you can think of where that water that's running off from the hard surface is then going to something other than straight to the street.
You need to apply for the rebate and get approval before you start your project. More information can be found on our website at ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Click on news links. The city says Edmonton's recent hot weather is keeping mosquito activity low. The city of Edmonton says mostly dry weather since the spring has prevented mosquito populations from going through their full life cycle. Canada's health agency recently confirmed Canada's first case of West Nile virus in Toronto. If a mosquito is carrying the virus and bites you, flu-like symptoms can result. A technologist with the city's pest management lab says concern for the West Nile is low in Edmonton.
Those mosquito numbers have been really low this summer. Culex pipiens, the most likely vector in our area, has been less than 1% of our mosquito counts.
The city says the best way to prevent the virus is to prevent mosquito breeding. That means keeping standing water to a minimum. In BC, the village of Lytton is cautiously optimistic about a fire nearby that's burning out of control. CTV's Yasmin Gandam reports.
We have a lot of fire extinguishers all over the property, so we're kind of like doing our due diligence.
Tanya Peterkin has lived in Lytton for more than 20 years. Her farm was destroyed by the wildfire in 2021.
It's pretty stressful when the fires roll through because we lost our town in 21, and then in 22 we lost most of our farm at the back, but we managed to save our houses.
She is one of dozens on evacuation alert in Lytton due to the Cantaliver fire burning out of control about 10 kilometers south of the village.
You're still looking out the window because it's 10 kilometers away and sparks are coming and big hunks of barks are flying on the deck.
And I realized that it would start at right, it looked like at the railroad tracks, in almost the identical place where the fire started in 2015. There was a fire that burned the whole west side.
The fire has triggered evacuation alerts for 5 properties in the Thompson-Nicola Regional District and evacuation orders for 2 homes on nearby First Nation land.
Embers are more of a concern of taking out a property necessarily than the actual wildfire itself.
Most of the village was burned to the ground by fires in 2021, and the community is still picking up the pieces.
We lost everything. Our farm, our home, most of our animals, which was the really devastating part about that.
There are nearly 80 firefighters responding to the blaze, supported by 5 helicopters. BC Wildfire Service has now assigned an incident management team to the fire in order to relieve pressure from local fire centers. Cooler temperatures are expected over the weekend, as well as light winds, but the conditions remain dry as the small community hopes for the best. Yasmin Gantam, CTV News, Lytton.
Coming up next, country music fans hit up Camrose for the Big Valley Jamboree. Also ahead, Best in Show. Several dogs compete for top dog in Alberta.
We all believe our dogs are the best, so of course he is.
Good evening, folks. It was another hot one today. 31 degrees for a daytime high in Edmonton, some 32s across the north. We'll see one more hot day tomorrow. And then it gets cloudier and back into the low to mid 20s for Sunday. Monday, some showers and forecasts as well for the long weekend. All those details in just a few minutes.
Elk Island National Park is reminding visitors alcohol and cannabis are banned even in campgrounds this long weekend. In a cheeky online post, the park says the only thing that should be getting toasted this weekend is your marshmallow. It also goes on to say that Bison did not consent to your late night karaoke. Banff campsites also have a full ban on alcohol and cannabis on long weekends. In Jasper, consumption is allowed at campsites as long as it's outside the quiet hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. While checking in on your friends and family in this heat, you may also want to touch base with your trees. Extended periods of heat can be hard on trees. Experts say a stressed out one may have some wilting or cupping of leaves. The best way to support your flora is with water.
Water acts as a transport vehicle essentially and transports nutrients to the tree. So when it doesn't have enough of that water, enough of those transport vehicles, it can suffer.
Davy Tree Edmonton says for heat waves lasting a week or longer, be sure to give your tree a good soaking once or twice a week. Aim for early morning or late evening. Make sure the water doesn't hit the trunk, as that can encourage fungal growth. Davy Tree Edmonton also suggests using fertilizer to replenish any nutrients the tree may be lacking, and a good layer of mulch to help with water retention. Every dog owner thinks they've got the best pooch. Now a select few are trying to prove it at this weekend at the Alberta Kennel Club Summer Classic Dog Show. CTV's Tim Brooke has more.
This is Laser, and this is one of his favorite days of the year.
Senior puppy male, 381.
Laser is one pooch in a crowded field at this weekend's Alberta Kennel Club Summer Classic Dog Show.
We all believe our dogs are the best, so of course he is.
Laser is a good boy, but he'll have some stiff competition. There's Razzo in agility.
He's beautiful. He's full of life. I absolutely love this dog.
And Cash in obedience as soon as he gets up.
3 baths and blow dry and a lot of combing and just a little bit of scissoring to take some of the odd care of them.
There's also competitors in scent detection and, of course,
to win a Best in Show is like winning the Olympics.
The main event will see just about every breed imaginable go nose to nose.
We have about 700 to 800 dogs entered there each day.
And about 1,200 spectators for the show's first public competition at the Okotoks Agricultural Society.
People just love dogs.
It's just exciting. I love it when I see the tents up and all the people, all the dogs. We get to see different breeds we don't normally see. It's just so much fun.
And believe it or not, for those hardened competitors, the dogs aren't the main draw.
Favorite part, it's the interaction with the exhibitors. You know, we share tips and tricks, and it's just a vacation, mini vacation too.
All the camaraderie that we have here, and it's just like family.
The dog show runs literally until Monday evening. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Okotoks.
Country Music Festival Big Valley Jamboree is taking over Camrose this long weekend.
It's really special that we do see so many different people from different generations that have been enjoying the festival for decades or for their very first time.
Some of the country's biggest names and up-and-coming artists will perform. Headliners include Blake Shelton, Jason Aldean, and Bailey Zimmerman. Canadian band James Barker Band takes the stage on Saturday.
people are just like in it for the whole weekend. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they're going to a concert for one night and then they're going back. They're like, no, we are here to party and have a good time for 3 days straight, maybe longer. And just looking forward to that, being back and being a part of that.
Big Valley Jamboree has been running for more than 30 years. The Red Deer Jazz Festival is running this weekend.
Jazz music definitely is a niche in today's environment, but it's incredibly important to keep it alive because it's a performing art. It's something that people live and craft and spend their whole lives working on.
Jazz enthusiasts can take in a performance on Saturday featuring Canadian saxophonist Kirk MacDonald and New York pianist Bruce Barth. The concert will take place Saturday at 6:30 p.m. at the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd. Well, still to come, a birth story decades in the making.
If these eggs are frozen properly and they are thawed and past screening, they can be just as healthy as an embryo created today.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. 17 degrees this morning, 4 degrees warmer than average. And look at this, up to 31 for a high this afternoon, 7 degrees above average, just 2 degrees off the record high. We'll start Saturday with some showers and possibly some thunderstorms up in parts of the Peace Country. In Edmonton, sunshine to start, partly cloudy in the afternoon. You can see by mid-afternoon, it's actually a chance off to the east and southeast of the city for some showers and thunderstorms. If those stay outside the city, then we should get to about 30 degrees. If they do pop up over the city mid-afternoon, then maybe we only get to about 28 or 29 for a daytime high. Kind of breaks down a little bit. Most of the rain will be off to the west of us in through the evening hours on Saturday. And then Sunday, I think we're dry to start, but midday, this is about 2 p.m., midday into the early afternoon hours, a chance once again for some showers and thunderstorms. These are going to be pretty hit and miss in nature. If you get missed, not a bad day on Sunday. If you get hit, it is going to pour. We could actually see some severe thunderstorms across parts of the province tomorrow and again on Sunday. So if you're out camping or you have outdoor plans, make sure you have a way to receive severe weather alerts. By Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, things really start to get organized in east central Alberta with this area of low pressure. And so overnight, Sunday night into early Monday morning, that might be the best chance for some steadier rain in Edmonton. And then that moves into northeastern Alberta where it will be a wet Monday. Whereas around Edmonton, I think by Monday afternoon, we'll probably see the sun start to break through the clouds once again. 17 degrees in Edmonton tomorrow morning and across parts of the north. Daytime highs tomorrow in the northeast should once again be in the low 30s, close to 30 for high level, but you'll back off to about 23 in Grand Prairie with that better chance of some rain. Red Deer chance of thunderstorms 26 and about 30 or 31 with some sun in Lloydminster. 30 degrees here in the city, sunshine in the morning, a few clouds in the afternoon. Watch for a spotty shower or thunderstorm around supper time tomorrow. Chance of some midday showers or thunderstorms Sunday, and then some steadier rain potentially through the early morning hours Monday. Daytime highs will drop back into the low to mid 20s through the back half of the long weekend and for most of next week as well. That is your forecast.
An Ohio couple's new baby boy came from an embryo frozen more than 30 years ago. ABC's Andrea Fujii has more.
A new record, a baby born from an embryo frozen more than 30 years ago. A medical feat, stunning, even doctors.
The fact that somebody who wanted to have a baby but couldn't now has one thanks to a frozen embryo that was frozen 30 years ago, that is remarkable.
Last week, Thaddeus was born in Ohio to his adoptive parents, Tim and Lindsay Pierce. We had a rough birth, but we are both doing well now. The new mom telling MIT Technology Review, "We are in awe that we have this precious baby." Thaddeus was conceived in a lab in 1994 by Linda Archer, who's now 62 years old. She and her then husband used IVF, a fairly new technology at the time, to eventually have their now 30-year-old daughter. But they froze 3 other unused embryos. Years later, faced with the decision of what to do with those embryos, Archer learned about a Christian embryo adoption agency in which donors have a say in whom can receive the embryos. The Pierces were a perfect match. Doctors say implanting older embryos is not necessarily riskier.
If these eggs are frozen properly and they are thawed and past screening, they can be just as healthy as an embryo created today.
The Pierces, in their 30s, had been trying for 7 years to have a baby. They were barely 5 years old when their now son's embryo was frozen. The new mom saying, "We didn't go into it thinking we would break any records. We just wanted to have a baby." About 1 million frozen embryos are estimated to be in storage in the U.S., leaving the ethical question of what to do with them all.
Such as the future fate of the embryo. Who possibly owns them? Is there a time limit? All of these are important ethical considerations.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely long weekend.